After a failed attempt during the Trump administration, crude oil producer ConocoPhillips now has a green light from the Biden administration to build and operate a scaled-back version of its Willow oil drilling project in Alaska. Environmentalists are fighting back.
We're suing the federal government because it has a responsibility under our National Environmental Policy Act to analyze alternatives to mitigate environmental harm. ConocoPhillips will still be able to develop 92% of the oil that they contemplated in their original proposal.
Air quality, water quality, how the project would impact animals. A number of people in the community have real concerns about climate change.
But Alaskan peoples on the North Slope are not a monolith. Nagarek Harcharek, president of the Voice of the Arctic in Nupiat, lobbied in favor of the Willow project.
There's going to be 2,500 construction jobs on the site itself. The research into our subsistence resources, so the whales and the terrestrial animals that we have, and all of that is funded through the taxes generated from the resource development.
ConocoPhillips and several U.S. agencies declined to be interviewed, but White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre defended the administration's decision.
Some of the company's leases are decades old, granted by prior administrations. The company has a legal right to those leases.
After the Department of the Interior green-lighted the Willow project, President Joe Biden announced new actions to conserve and restore federal lands and water habitats across the nation. While he did not keep his promise to reject new drilling on public lands, Biden's environmental record is strong, said Tiernan Sittenfeld with the League of Conservation Voters.
The Inflation Reduction Act is the single biggest investment our country has ever made. It's $369 billion in climate solutions, in clean energy, in environmental justice.
The UN Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change urged again this week that nations phase out fossil fuels. A quick shift by the US is unlikely, according to political scientist Stephen Schmidt.
It's not so easy to be environmental when you have, so few options of substituting the existing energy means of transportation and production of electricity, which relies on hydrocarbons largely.
Congressional pushback adds to the challenges. House Republicans are expected to vote on a bill next week that would, among other things, end a federal moratorium on the leasing of federal land for coal mining. Veronica Balderas Iglesias, VOA News, Washington.